how they leverage this ESG, how ESG has driven the companies. And next we will see what is the ESG framework. So we will see what are the golden rules, what are the don'ts, and what are the challenges, and how to get started in the ESG framework section. And finally, we will summarize the session. So this is the sequence for today sharing session. Okay. Everyone know. So whether just you close your eyes and visualize and know, like check yourself. It's like a self calibration or self check what we do. Whether I know ESG. So this is the one area that every professional need to ask ourselves, including myself. It's applicable for everyone. So we need to know every day. We need to check whether I know ESG. So this is the first thing we need to check ourselves. So what is your answer for this? Whether uh, any volunteer can put it in chat box and GoPG can read, or you can also unmute and speak. So whether you know ESG.
I don't know.
Okay, so one more answer, please.
Hey, someone open your mouth here. Tell something.
Not fully aware, sir. Not fully aware.
Yeah.
That is the main reason for me to attend this session.
Very
Yeah,
good, very
that's
good.
the
So
thing.
thank
Good.
you. Yeah. Thank you for your
Yes, sir.
brief.
It is.
1 minute, Rajesh.
Yeah.
Audience,
Yeah, please.
participants,
Okay, sir.
by replying to the to the speaker, you are encouraging him. You have to motivate him also to talk. Please
Okay,
don't
sir.
be
Okay,
mum.
sir.
Right.
Sure, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, no, feel free to answer. I think Gobiji is there backend to coordinate through chat box, or you can raise your hands or unmute and speak. Yeah. So, okay. First of all, I like to appreciate the honest feedback which was shared from the previous two people who gave the reply. So mainly, no, we don't know ESG. Many people, because ESG every day there is a development happening. And one more, our audience, like participant told, partially I know that is also true. So many times we know ESG, but we don't know in a full form, like fully know what is the ESG. We don't know as a complete framework. So both are right answers. And why? Because ESG is a very, very multi-dimensional subject. There are people from environment, there are people from safety professionals, there are people from HR domain, legal domain, CSR domain, finance domain, like that. Almost every key people in the company is connected to drive the system, followed by all the frontline leaders to implement the system into actions. So that is why nobody can say I am an ESG expert, or nobody can say I know completely, I know ESG, because it's like an ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, 1
So,
minute.
but
Mr.
the main
Mr.
challenge is,
Ranep, Mr. Ranep Chandra,
yeah.
please mute yourself. Mr. Ranep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just I said earlier, ESG is a multi-domain subject. So don't worry, even if you don't know fully, or if you have some doubts. No, it is always part of the learning and growing journey. And it shows now you are showing some interest towards ESG, or you are implementing ESG in your company. So that is the way you need to see ESG in your the question what I asked, whether I know ESG. So the challenge is many times what we know. For example, I am a 20 years experienced professional in sustainability in ESG. So I should not think like this in the first picture. What I should not think I know everything. So that is one self checks for us in ESG professional. At the same time, we should not also think I completely don't know. So there should be always a balance between I know and I don't know. Why? Because we know practically what we are doing for the company. We know what we are doing. But ESG is a domain where a lot of new things are evolving as per the market requirement, customer requirement. So we need to update every day. Yeah. Thank you for the answers. And see whether ESG is new to country like India or Asia. See, only for corporate term, ESG is given as a framework, reporting like that. But if you see deep dive into your history, ESG is always there in our practices. Just for benefit of time, I bring one example which may not be new for many seniors in this forum. So there is a bell of justice was there, very old, like 200 BC time. You may know this story. The person king name is called Manunidhi Cholan. and there is always a bell tied out of his kingdom where anybody want to get some justice, they can just go and rank the bill and get the justice. It is like whistleblower policy, which was there in that time itself in our country, in India. So what happened? Hello?
Yeah,
There is some
request
good
others
music
to
also
go
there
on
in the
mute.
background.
Mr. Balachandran, please mute yourself.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So what I mean to say here is, no, it was there in our blood itself, in all our people like India and Asia. No, it is part of our country, part of our culture. Only in corporate world it is given as a framework, KPIs, and published into booklets and standards. But it is already there. We are practicing this for a long time. But now we are aligning to the market. So that is the way we need to see the ESG principles. So in this particular interesting story, the king Manuneri Cholan, he is called as Elan. What he did, to give justice is to the cow. The cow, the calf was died like a kind of an accident where a chariot ride on the calf. When the calf rang the bell, the cow rang the bell for justice. The sad news was that the king came to know his own son was the reason for this kind of incident. So what decision he has taken out of justice is he also run the chariot on his son and given the life of his son to justice of this cow. So the key message taken from this is see, justice is the main thing when it comes to ESG. The governance and justice is the key factor, which was there in our earlier time. Yeah. I hope now we have set the context for the presentation. Now we need to likely to step out and see why there is this much pressure on ESG, environment, safety, governance. What happened? Because every company or business is run for product, profit, and prosperity. So all these things, why it is there? Mainly the key reason is our customers. So who are our customers? So this slide is very important for everyone to understand the 360-degree approach of ESG. Can anyone put it in chat box or unmute and say who are our customers?
Who can impact with our activities, organization activities?
Very good.
Even
Okay.
our neighbors, neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Even our.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's rightly connected. So including neighborhood is very important part of this. Why? Because the customer is complete periphery. It includes all the flora, fauna, our future generation, children's, current generation. So what I mean to say, complete planet Earth is connected as a customer. So that is why all this are happening, because there is a change in the customer behavior. There is a change in the customer attitude. So there is a change in the customer lifestyle. So all these changes only has brought this ESG topic as a limelight topic. You know why? Because whenever any new things are happening in the environment, if it is a not good product, it impacts the life of the people. And when the people get affected, it creates a mass consequence in the society, and it come out as a rule or notification. So many times, it is a hard learned lesson. It came out of experience. That is the way, Bhopal gas tragedy was there in India. Similarly, there was a Chernobyl disaster in Russia. So what I mean to say, many times the customer, we are also customers, all the people. So whenever we face any adverse impact, it created to bring some rules. So that is the way many rules are came. So this is the way the total shift is happening in the market. And even if you just take your own lifestyle, what you have done currently, if you see the globally, everyone want to have a product which is good for their health, product which is good for the environment, and even customer are ready to pay a little bit of extra money to get a good product in spite of money value. So now ESG is seen as a value by every one of us. I hope you may agree with you just go to your family and check with your kids or your family. You can ask them what is the consumer pattern they follow. So everything is based on the ESG choices. So that is why the total business environment is getting shifted across the globe and India. And this is one important thing where every safety professionals and HSE professional need to know. So this survey was done by World Economic Forum this very recently in 2025 January. So this defines what is our short-term risk and long-term risk. If you see immediate short-term risk, which is given in 2 years, you can see the top 10, which is classified under economic, environmental, geopolitical, societal, technological. So out of 10, almost everything is connected to ESG. And particularly if you see with respect to climate change, which is extreme weather events and pollution, out of 10, 2 are there. Similarly, if you see the important part is in the long-term journey. What will be the next 10 years risk? If you see, you can see top whatever is green for the planet, extreme weather event, biodiversity loss, critical change to earth system, natural resource shortages, and pollution. So along with it, there are also other things connected to cyber security, inequality, society. So what I mean to say, global risk report clearly says ESG is the topmost risk, both mid-term and also for long-term. Yeah. So how this is driven? So this is the key decision factor for many investors, stakeholders. That is the way the globe is driven. And next comes to how this ESG term was introduced. If you see in 2004, the United Nations Global Compact was there. So previously all things were done in terms of financial reporting. So that is where who care wins. One report was released. In that only first time the ESG topic was discussed globally. So before that it was happening in bits and pieces under various standards and framework. So that is where only this non-financial reporting was connected to financial market first time in the globe in global region. So from there onwards, the ESG got a full shift. Today we are in 2025, almost 20 years has passed from this year. So every year there are some development in terms of ESG policy, ESG framework, both within India and also outside India from Europe and other countries. And next I will take you through how ESG framework is seen in business perspective. So, okay, now you may have doubt. Now you understand what is globally, what is ESG, what happens, how the context is there, what is the risk mapping of the country, what is the priority. So now you may have question. We are from business environment. We are into business ecosystem. So what is ESG for us? So in a business ecosystem, ESG is nothing but we need to collate all the happenings under each pillar, which we call as environmental, social, and governance. And companies are expected to report. So till this time, whatever discussing, everything what we do, many things were considered as volunteer. So every company who are doing this, whenever people read the report, they appreciate, oh, this company is doing the CSR action. They are doing a very noble cause. Okay, this company have developed rainwater harvesting. Oh, they are doing good thing for the planet. But now the attitude is not like that. No more it is seen in that lens. Now business lens is seen. It is mandatory for the business. It shows your responsibility and commitment. So whatever you are doing is new way of doing business. It is very normal day-to-day activity. So that is why the bar is raised for ESG. So second important thing is it captures all the non-financial risk and opportunities in a company day-to-day activities. If you see till all these 20 years, there is always a certified finance auditor and finance reporting is happening in every company. Even the figures are accurate up to 2 decimal points. So till now ESG, many things were not particularly are reported or transparently published. Why? Because many things were done as mainly from legal perspective or it was done as an internal practice. But now all these things, there is a need to publish and it will be a day-to-day activity. End of the day, the key driving word stakeholder value. So stakeholder now they not only ask for the product, they also want some value out of the product. So that is why we need to know what, why, and what of ESG.
Request Palani to be mute. Mr. Palani, mute yourself.
Feel free to stop me. Something is not clear. If I am fast, please raise your hands and ask your questions or share your inputs. Thank you. So this quadrant, what is the ESG ecosystem? When let us consider there is a fresh, maybe 2 to 3 years safety or unknown professional in the audience forum today. He may have some question. Okay, how to implement ESG? How to focus ESG for implementation in my business, either within my own company or the company where I'm working. So first important thing, what you need to know. So today there are a lot of regulations are there. For example, when a company like India, BRSR is one of the very standard regulation under SEBI. Similarly, in Europe, there is CSRD. Similarly, in Japan, there is JSSB. Similarly, there is a climate disclosure rules are there. There are a lot of regulation in place which every company is mandatory to follow. Let us consider the company who want to follow outside company under 500 listing in India. So mandatory, they are bound to follow this BRSR reporting, and they also need to go for a reasonable assurance audit by third party. Let us consider a small scale industry like a foundry division who makes some products and supply to automobile industry. So they're also bound to follow ESG as part of value chain, because the customer will ask you, okay, what you're doing for your employee health and safety, employee welfare, what you're doing for environment, how many women employees are there. There is a regulatory pressure. So what I mean to say, you need to know what is the regulatory landscape you're operating, what are the applicable regulations for your own factory. So next thing is principle and standard. Particularly this principle and standards will not be new for you. Why? Because already every company today is certified for ISO 14001. No need to explain, because there are a lot of safety experts in this forum today. Similarly, environment ISO 14001 is there. And also you have a lot of United Nations principles are there. So there are some lot of principles and standards. And you know, SA 8000 is one of, there is a social accountability 8000. It's one of the interesting standards where it is also focused on the value chain. Like for example, contractors, suppliers, where ESG, whether ESG is implemented. Let us take one example. See, today every company, there is a child labor policy strongly followed. Whether the same approach is followed in your value chain partners, like contractor is there are some supplier is there, whether the supplier facility also follows. So that is part of SA 8000. So let us come to frameworks and protocol. So what is the purpose of frameworks and protocol? The frameworks and protocol help us to make a structured report. Let us take one example as GRI. It is called as Universal Reporting Standard. So this GRI is a standard where it is already a predefined set of KPI and standards. Every company can access to it and publish the report. The one advantage, almost every corporate follows GRI. So like that, there are, what I mean to say, there are a lot of standards are there, like SASB is there, and there is a commitment is there, which is called as Science-Based Target Initiative. You may be heard climate neutral, carbon neutral, which I will cover in next slide. So whenever you want to say to the world, outside world, that I am climate neutral or carbon neutral committed, you need to get validated all your quantified targets through an agency called Science-Based Target Initiative. Again, it is this, after this completing this, what is there? What investors are asking, what is, see, today in school and college, we have a progress card, like 100 out of 80, we are a distinction, we are outstanding, we used to have a measure. Similarly, now companies are scaled, gauged through a rating mechanism, which is called ESG rating. And you know, and India is one of the unique country. Very recently, ESG rating is standardized in India from scale of 0 to 100, where 100 is the maximum score where any company can get. So there are a lot of rating agencies within India, and also a lot of global players are there. So this is also important. Why? Because this will help you to know whether the way I doing ESG, how it is seen in the outside the world, how ESG rating is given for us, and how it is connecting to the customers. So any investors, they will ask, what is your ESG rating? There are, at least they will look for 4 or 5 credible rating from different agencies. So to summarize, whenever any person want to implement ESG in your company, so you need to be follow all the 4 quadrant of this ESG ecosystem. First, starting from regulators, principles and standards, protocols and framework, and rating mechanism. So this is the way ESG should be driven in any company. Yeah. So next, the regulatory data. So let us, to easily connect, I will tell an example from our, like, I hope maybe many people also athlete in this forum. Like we have a high jump in our college days where initially there is a standard height. So once we cross the height, slowly the height is getting increased, right? So similarly, what happens when a company performs, achieves some ESG, slowly the government also raising the bar. And when we are doing more business in terms of profit and volume, the radar is kept as a very high standard, because the company is accepted to be role model for all the value chain. So even the company where I am working is one of the top 1000 listed company last year. Now we are in the 500 listed company. So when we are into 500 to 1000 listed company, we are till now what we do, whatever we do, we used to publish in a report and get some assurance. So now there is a demand to go for reasonable assurance. So what is reasonable assurance is, it is a high level of assurance. We can say up to 2 decimal accuracy, and more samples will be there, and they look for high level data accuracy. So what I mean to say, every company is bound to this type of BRSR reporting. Even a company which is not listed, they also have a choice to follow a reporting called voluntary reporting, which is, there is a standard template which is called BRSR Lite. Okay, so you may have some question. Okay, when we are in the regulatory radar, what are the key action as a company we need to take? So first step, what you need to do, you need to integrate ESG into your board performance. So ESG should part of your board, and roles and responsibilities should be clearly given for the senior management, and all your policy and process should integrate ESG. So these are the three key action you need to follow when your company is going into this ESG radar as per SEBI guidelines. Okay, just I will take you through some few ESG KPIs, how you can monitor and measure ESG in your company.
Yeah, Mr. Manigandan has a question. Mr. Manigandan?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Mr. Manigandan?
Yeah, you can unmute and ask here, please.
Okay, move on. You have wrongly pressed it.
No issues. Yeah. Okay. So see, ESG is like an umbrella. What it happens, it connects all these folks under environment, social and governance. So environment, it may be new for you because still I can connect my experience. I started my career in TVS group of company in Chennai, Sundaram Chennai Limited. When I joined there, the first assignment, what it was happening in the company was they're implementing ISO 14001, and at that time it was OSHA's 18001. It was one of the toughest standards that time, and the company was implementing it. So what I mean to say, all this, some practices were there in the earlier days itself, like energy, emission, water, waste, all these things are already practiced, and even green belt development was there. Now biodiversity is one of the key area under ESG. So just four indicators I kept for a reference. Let us take one example. So under water, there is an interesting index called water positivity index. What it measures is how much water we withdraw from our mother earth and how much water we are giving back to the earth. Like our bank account, now how much there is in the balance, how much we are spending. The same way, it's a spend to gain ratio. Similarly, social parameter, I hope many safety professionals may be already practicing it. Safety and health, work condition, community care, diversity and inclusion. So these are the social indicators. So to say one example, there is one indicator called social return on investment. So how much livelihood you have touched by CSR initiative. So till now what happened? We used to share, these are the CSR initiatives we do, and these are the amounts spent on CSR. That is no more a reference for a corporate. Now we need to say how much life we have changed due to the CSR initiatives. Called a social return on investment. So this is one of the indicator which is key for social. So similarly, if you say governance, so this is one of the key areas. If you want to see as a triangle, so the governance is the apex triangle where it can influence both environment and social, because end of the day, the leadership have the commitment, it can drive both the environment and social parameter. So board quality, ethics, and sustainable investment and cyber security, all these things are one of the key performance indicator under governance. Okay, if you want later, I can have a complete mapping of indicators. It is more than 70 to 80 indicators are there. I will share you separately. So benefit of time, I'm just taking you through few key indicators which are more relevant for almost every industry. Yeah. Okay, so now one important goal or one important vision for any company is, they out of many objectives, targets and goals, every company also need to achieve their carbon neutrality or net zero ambition. So India as a country, we have taken as a carbon neutrality goal. If you see, Europe is 2050, and even many companies in India, they have taken some advanced target. Let us take Infosys, they have taken 2040. Similarly, some companies have taken 2035, and Ultratech Cement have taken 2040. Some company has taken 2035. Like that, what I mean to say, every company, based on their maturity and performance, they fix their own sustainability KPI, which is reflected in carbon neutrality. So as a HSE professional who implement ESG, we need to know what is the difference between carbon neutral and net zero. Many times in a common world, it is interchangeably used, and you may also hear this term every time when there is a emission reduction targets are given. Mainly what it means, net zero is seen as a professionalism. For example, any company, net zero is the first step, which is the actual reduction in terms of quantified, which happens within the company. For example, any company, today let us consider their CO2 emission is 10 kg for making 1 ton of product. So when they're able to reduce from 10 kg to 8 kg through energy efficiency improvement, let us take the company install a solar panel, or the company install a waste heat recovery system, or the company changes the fuel from diesel to piped natural gas. So this type of changes help them to reduce the emission. So that is called as net zero, actual reduction. Even though net zero is practice, practically there will be some mandatory unavoidable emission which will happen in every industry, that is called as residual emission. So all this residual emission, there is an opportunity to offset through external mechanism, either where we can buy carbon credits or we can invest in project outside the environment, like mangrove. To say one example, I have seen one company, they have invested in mangrove forest. Mangrove forest is one of the forests which absorbs more carbon in area like Gujarat. So this is the way the company may be in Tamil Nadu, even, but they can anywhere in pan India, they can take some action and become carbon neutral. So carbon neutral is possible for every industry, and even it is one of our goal in India mission net zero 2070 under a Punjab scheme. Yeah. So hope now everyone is aware what is the difference between carbon neutral and net zero. Okay. So now this coming slides are very important, and this will give a lot of motivation for the person implementing ESG in your company. So many times in the business world, to say very frankly, always business person sees what is the profit, what is the number, what is the hourly hour production. But consequence comes when they meet investors, when they came up in some rule regulation. I can see there is always a heat in the board. Whenever there is a board discussion happening, there is a sense of the boardrooms get heated because of this climate change. How it happens? Because the board director asks, we need to do something for ESG. We need to bring some action. We need to bring some resource. Because today in our meeting, every investor were asking, what is ESG, what we do beyond our business for the people, for the community. So that is the way the board sees the heat and they come up with some action. Some company establish a ESG department. Some company gives support to the professionals. They send some training. They bring some project, and they also announce some investment for the company in sustainability. And sometimes they are linking their bonus to ESG performance. Like whenever there is a reduction in CO2, every company in the employee gets some benefits. Even the company where I work, one company is called Michelin Tires, which is in the border of Tamil Nadu and Andhra. It's a French company. Interestingly, there were some bonus or incentives connected to company carbon neutrality goals. And one more interesting thing is all the senior management, like board members, senior leaders, like vice presidents, general managers, their performance pay was linked to the ESG performance of the company. So this is the way the company gives importance and reflecting, the ESG is taken as from the top leaders' perspective. Yeah. So apart from that, ESG give lot of. Yeah, please.
Mr. Sunil, you have any questions?
Yeah, yes, please. Sir. Sir is telling that India is 2070 is ESG sustainability is completed, our target is there, and so that's why I'm confirming it's only for Punjab state is mentioned. So that's why I'm asking, sir. What is the target of India, sir?
Yeah, see, I will explain to you. So all this thing, how it happened, Ajay, you may be knowing that Paris Agreement was there, and every year there is a COP is happening. So how they have taken, like there are two set of people. One is developed country and developing country. So all the developed countries earlier, they were given 2050 as the target. Let us consider a European company like France. France, all the companies need to achieve net zero by 2050. As a country, they need to achieve 2050. But India as a country, they have given or taken a commitment 2070, considering the transition. Like today, if you see many people are operating in the coal business and lot of marginal peoples are there. So India as a country, it takes time to convert into net zero. To answer to your question, all the companies in India, the target is 2070, but sometimes if it is an MNC company, like foreign company have a branch in India, they take 2050 as the target. This is the baseline. Apart from that, some company voluntarily they take advanced target. As I mentioned earlier, Tata Steel, as I mentioned earlier, this Ultratech and also Infosys, no, some different cross-functional sector. They have taken advanced target well before this 2070. Some company taken 2040, 2050. So in your company, what is the situation, G? How you have derived the target for this carbon neutrality?
Sir, actually, our company in working in construction company, so is now we are phase for 1,000 company listed in SEBI. So that's why we are
Okay.
going to generate the datas.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very interesting to know that, and I hope we are in the same page. Our company also in the 1,000 listed company, and we are also bringing some new programs for the company. And your company also, if you see, Naji, in you're bound to carbon neutral 2070, but nowhere it is mentioned in SEBI guidelines. SEBI is mostly regulating the report only, but India as a country, 2070 is the target for your company also.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning,
This is
Ji.
Jayanti from member of CA. Okay. Could you please throw some light on the WTO
Great.
convention? WTO convention, please.
World Trade Organization, Ji.
Yeah. There is a convention,
convention,
and they
Ji?
taken a WTO convention. They have taken the decision to go for this by 2030, and this was revised recently.
Yeah.
Could you please throw some light on that, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Ji. Yeah. Okay. Mainly, Naji, particularly this net zero target were mainly driven only by our Paris Agreement and international climate actions. This is called as international climate action, where every company need to take action under climate. But particularly, I hope whether you are following the WTO notion for your company, Ji. Any target given context of your, like, where exactly you're taking.
There is a
Hello?
speaker problem. Okay,
Okay.
I think I will request Ramesh to go out and come back. Rajesh to go out and come back. Maybe that will make it better off.
For
Quit
my
and come
my
back,
speaker,
Rajesh.
Ji.
Now it is okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
No. Now your voice is okay, sir. In between, it has gone down.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just in a location where there is a network is down. Give me some minute, or I will try to change the network also.
He's not in a remote place. Rajesh is in Gopichettipalem. Gopichettipalem is
Yeah.
famous.
Today. Okay.
So long you have talked well. Just a small hitch doesn't say that it's bad. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Okay,
Give me some
continue.
time. Yeah. I
No,
will
it is
continue.
all
I will
right.
come back
It's
on
okay.
the thing. Yeah.
Continue, Rajesh. Rajesh Kumar, it is continue.
Yeah.
It's all okay.
So, okay. See, as a ESG professional or HSC, because today I have seen many safety professionals are leading the ESG domain, and it's a cross-functional responsibility. They have a group of domain experts along with them to drive this function. So many times what happened now, practical scene I have seen, many times we feel a little bit of demotivated when we implement this industry, because all this ESG return on investment, it is not visible in terms of money or tangible benefits like other components where we make a product, sell the product and get some profit. Because always the ESG is like a long term, where if you put a seed today, even it may take some few years or few months to see the growth, and even it takes many years to reap the benefits. To say a success story, Recently, I was discussing with one of my senior from Ramco Cement who works in southern part of India. What happened? They were investing in wind energy before some 15 years itself. At that time, it was more of a business decision what they taken to invest in green energy. And today, when we were discussing, I asked how you are managing this latest regulation on carbon credit trading scheme, which is a very new regulation. Even company like steel, cement, sponge iron, they are given some quantified targets, which was never before in our regulatory framework. For example, for cement industry, for making one ton of cement material, they are given target as 0.14 ton of CO2 per 1 ton of cement. Like that, they are given quantified targets, which is one of the high level target given for any industry. Similarly, there are few sectors receive this target. So if we are not meeting the target, let us consider government is given 0.14 as the target. But company actual performance is 0.18, like zero point 0.4 is 0.04 is more. Then the company need to pay some penalty to the government in terms of carbon credit. There is a penalty for every ton of carbon. So they need to pay some penalty to the government. So that is why all these things are taken very seriously, and whoever has done earlier, like the early bird catches it prey, there is a proverb, who has done ESG earlier, now many companies are reaping the benefit and they are able to manage in such a case that they are getting some money out of it due to ESG implementation. So first thing is, there is always a brand value and competitive advantage. When your company is implementing a strong ESG, it is a pride for the company. Always it is 100% sure your brand will stand out across a mass crowd. That is very sure. And talent advantage. A very interesting study shows nowadays, many young generation, many people or any people, they want to work for the company who is more ethical and who is practicing ESG, because when they practice ESG, almost every good policies are in place where the employee feels some type of empowerment, and it is increasing the employee morale and productivity from around 1.5 to 3x time. Now the productivity is also improved. There is an interesting study, and employees retain in a good company. Like you can also check across your network, whichever company have a good ESG policy, the retention is always good. So that is one thing which is very much evident. And revenue growth, I will share some interesting success, two case studies where a company who invested in the sustainability projects, how they increase their revenue growth, improve their businesses. And cost saving, you may know, when today also the live project is done in every company is converting their vehicle into EV vehicle. Let us consider a mining company. So till now they were using some loaders from diesel. Now the government policy itself supporting, whenever you go for EV, there is a good saving, like for around 30 to 40% there is a saving in the capex, and again 60 to 70% there is saving in the opex as well. So every company now they are shifting to this ESG to save the cost as well. And the important thing is there is a improved risk management. Today investors, what they feel, today the investors are very, very sensitive. They always completely scan the company, and they are investing in only in the company which is having a long-term value on sustainability. So if sometimes even the company may be very good company, very good brand name, very good performance, very good profit metrics, but investors are fear to invest in a company if they feel there is some non-ethical things are happening or something there is they are not confident. So that is why ESG, whenever you practice on daily basis, there will be no surprises or there will be no shock in your system. Okay, so as I said in the previous slide, if you see around 30% there is an increase in the brand, due to brand value will be increased. The research says if you implement this ESG, and the talent advantage around 1.5 to 3 times more engaged. What is the metric says? The employee will be more productive when there is an ESG in the company. And 25% there is a reduction in retentions or resignation. That also mainly end of the day, it is reduce the hiring cost and training cost for the company. And as I said, revenue growth, 85% of global consumers strongly recommends they want to buy products only which has an ESG value. Even you may be seen, as I said earlier, in your own homes. Previously, they were market hype. They used to buy the MNC product or which have a market hype. But now people are always preferring product near to their ecosystem. Like many people I have seen, they stopped eating white sugar and they're eating some sugar from natural source. And again, I also stop people eating refined oil and they're taking some oil which is coming from natural source. This is some live example. Similarly, healthcare products like that. This is a complete change in the lifestyle. It is consumer who you and me have changed the consumer pattern. But if you see before 10 years, 5 years, it was not like that. People always go for the market hype, or if their hero or somebody, some superstar use that product they used to use. But now people are very clear and they go for the product which is having a long-term value. So that is why ESG is also getting some traction. And access to capital. So more than $35 trillion globally, ESG as a capital. So that is why every company, you can see all the top players now they are entering into ESG business, either in terms of energy, solar, windmill, or solar. You just completely assess all the top brands will be in the ESG domain as well, because they know that is the future of business. And cost saving we discussed. Already cost saving we discussed, and improved risk management. Your interesting research says operational disturbances. What is operational disturbances? For example, suddenly if there is any new product in the market, a company, conventional company, even they are thrown out of the market. Suddenly it's like a shock for the company. You may see many company, very, very big groups, like even Nokia face some challenges and Kodak face some challenges. Why? Because they were not able to align to the market changes and market dynamics. Similarly, when a company is not following ESG, and they may have a lot of operational challenges and disturbances will be there. And 70, it is one of the key factor. Today, you need to know 75% of investors and stakeholders accept company to transparently disclose the ESG, what they follow. See, this is one thing which you need to remember. You cannot say when the company have a very big brand name and very big market presence, they are 100% ethical, because ESG is a daily behavior. This is one of this incident is called Dieselgate scandal. What happened, the company, you may be knowing the company which make Audi car and Volkswagen, like the German company, which is a very famous company. Particular time in Europe, there was a stringent norms for the emission. Like in Bharat, we have BS4, BS5, BS6. Similarly, they have stringent norms. And what they did, they fit a device. It is called as this incident. It's called a false device. What they did, they defeat device. They put a device in their emission system internally. So whenever there is emission, 40% it will show less, like NOx emissions. So later it was identified when the product was running in the market. Somehow it was identified during audit, and the company was. It was one of the turning point in the company history. The company investor lose confidence on them. Share market price went down, and many senior people resign from the company. So that is the way. ESG is uniform language for even it may be a small business or a big business. Unless otherwise you strongly follow, you'll be thrown out of the business. So that is the way power of ESG. So this is one example. Similarly, there are a lot of examples. Even I have a separate details on list of case studies like that. You may be knowing one of the premier brands. Like one example is Bangladesh. There were a very huge building collapse where people are working on the garments. So one of the biggest brands, what they did, they outsourced the operation in many parts of the world, but they didn't take any efforts to ensure there is a ESG practice in the supply chain. Yeah, so this is one of the new interesting success stories also you need to know. Now we have seen the failures, we also need to know the success stories. Very recently, yesterday also I was interacting with this company. One company, what they did, they identify one machine which will produce water from the air, like atmospheric water production machine. And main thing is this machine can cater many areas where there is no water availability, or there is no water pipelines like that. And this company, is growing like anything in India, and already they have very big installation across India, and the business is grown like anything. So why I am sharing this today? If you see, there is a global sustainability goal. 17 goals are there. Specifically, few goals ask for clean access to water, life below water, life on oceans, like that. It asks for a clean water, and it should be accessible for all. So new technology innovation like this also helps to achieve the global sustainability goals. Yeah. And one more interesting story I like to share, like one of the company, Kerala-based startup, which is called as Carbon and Whale. what they do, they a group of engineers or very small IIT people, what they did, they started collecting all the waste from the beach and lake, and they try to convert into various value adding products. They used to make benches, they used to make cupboards, they used to make some, that advertisement hoardings also in plastic. And their mission is to collect more than 1 million tons of plastic from India. So that is the way they build the mission connecting to SDG. And this business also growing like anything in India because they are operating on a noble cause. So what I mean to say, many business are open mainly because of this ESG, and there is a lot of good support from investors, and also public also appreciate this type of initiatives. Yeah. Okay, now what we have seen till now, we have set the context, we have seen how is the importance of ESG, how we can drive ESG, and what are the success stories, what will happen what is the punishment we are going to get if we are not follow ESG. So now this is one of the area where everyone need to park together. And okay, we want to implement ESG, how to get started, where to get started, what are the things we need to focus. Everyone have this doubt in mind, right? So ESG implementation framework, how it can be driven across company, because today if you see the thumb rule of ESG is start from anywhere. So there is no beginning, no ending. We can start from anywhere. So the first step, what we need to do, ESG first step is we need to do a gap analysis. How it can be done? We can done with either internal cross-functional team, or we can also call some external experts to set up the system. And once system is set up, we can drive with the help of our own employees. So what is the gap analysis? Today, as I rightly said in the initial state, ESG is not new for every company. So every company, they have ISO 18001 safety certification, environment certification, energy certification, and they also do a lot of customer requirement, and corporate itself have a lot of vision and mission. So when you completely scan through the gap analysis check sheet, you will be able to know where we are standing in ESG, what is the maturity level, and what are the things further we need to implement to improve our ESG. So for that, what we need to do, we need to close all the gap in terms of an action plan, which can be a short term, mid term, and long term. Short term is within next 3 years what we can do. Mid term is within 3 to 5 years what we can do, and after 5 years is beyond 5 years what we can do is long term. For example, this carbon neutrality is a long term goal for every company. So we need to revisit the policies. Many time policy may be not integrate ESG. We can integrate ESG into policies. And we can always finalize key performance indicators, and we can every year over year, we can also evolve this indicator as per our maturity. And where high level of technical expertise is required. One is materiality assessment, stakeholder engagement, and strategic growth. What is materiality assessment is, it's a scientific analysis where it will help the company need to know what are the key topics a company need to work under ESG. For example, a company located in Rajasthan, water management is one of the material topic for them. For example, a company located near to reserve forest, biodiversity management is one of the factor for them. For example, a company located near to a village, along with water and biodiversity, air emission also will be one of the factors for them. So like that, this materiality will help every company to know what are the actions to be taken. And stakeholder engagement is, we can say, heart of the process. Why? Because today you need to survey all your stakeholders within the industry and also outside the industry, like your customers, regulators, and also investors, like that. And you need to understand what is their expectation out of them. Because today, many times what we happen, we try to implement ESG in our own way, but later when it goes to the stakeholders, they are not happy, and they are not able to get the delivery what they want from us. So this is one challenge what is seen across industry. And next thing is, we need to develop a strategic roadmap. So today, one pressure faced by every industry is when they try to benchmark our peers. Already benchmark may be doing ESG for more than 20 years, but when we start today, we cannot directly achieve the score. For example, let us take again from one example, Ultratech Cement. Just we recently were trying to get some good practice from them. They are almost 34x plastic neutral. Like whatever plastic they use for the product, they are also buying from the market or recycling it. 34x is positive, like they are positive. But let us consider the company where I'm working. Just now we are getting the journey started. Suddenly I cannot fix the same target like the company. I need to have a reasonable target, and I can scale up year over year as per my performance. So that is why this strategic roadmap will help you what exactly will work for your company. So next, all the 4 things what you see, is main in terms of visibility and reporting. So you need to follow ESG framework, and there should be an internal MIS kind of tool to publish the result to your own leaders, and you need to report to the government and also SEBI through the BRSR report, and all the documents should be available in a structured way for the rating agency. So whatever you do in the first three steps, the kickoff, starting from kickoff to strategic roadmap, it is finally captured in the form of framework, MIS tool, report, and rating. So you need to follow this sequence if you want to implement ESG. So for some company already they made some materiality assessment. Some company they build the roadmap. So you can look into other areas where you can leverage and drive the ESG across your company. Yeah. Okay. So hope this part is very clear for you. So next I will take you through what are the don'ts of ESG. Like so today, no, everyone want to do ESG. It does not mean everyone can do everything in a single day. So what I mean to say is, you need to be follow some standard guidelines for making ESG a passionate and pleasure experience. You should not be a pressure, or you should not stress for the HSE people who is going to implement. So first thing is, do not focus on the rating. So you should not, rating is important. There should not be excessive focus to like our school students, they want to get the score from 80 to 100. It will not happen in a single day. So don't focus rating as a pressure for you. Even when a senior leader gives some target, you make it very practical, and year over year you fix the target. So this should be one point which you need to take care. And second thing, you should not consider ESG as a communication effort. Many times what happens, we take some photo, we publish some article in intranet, and later when we do some annual or 3-year review on ESG, many things, whatever we started, sometimes we forget to continue to drive. So what I mean to say, you just pick some few elements and follow that and get some experience and scale up from there. And important thing is lack of assessment and monitoring. So many times what may happen, we never assess ourselves, even it may be a corporate leader or it may be MSc. We never assess ourselves. We think we are doing good in ESG by publishing a very good fancy report. But we need to assess ourselves and we need to monitor ourselves. Then only we know it is like a self-calibration what we need to do every year. And another thing is, it should not be a compliance-oriented approach. See, we should follow a future-proof, proactive approach. We should not wait for some legal regulation to say, okay, you need to spend this much CSR amount, or you need to reduce your emission in terms of CCTS rules, or you need to put some solar panel in terms of the recent renewable energy compliance obligation. So it should not be compliance-oriented approach. Instead, it should be a proactive approach where you need to devise your own system. And very, very important thing is lack of board and management involvement. Many times what happens, many people think ESG is the role of only safety department, environment department, HSE department, they will take care. No need to worry like that. It's not like that. ESG is responsibility for everyone. And main success factor is board involvement. Top management involvement only will help us to take some positive steps toward ESG. And next thing is disconnect with business. Many times what we think, we publish something or work ESG team in a silos. It should not be like that. It should be connect with business. Whatever we do in terms of our annual planning, goal setting, KPI for the company, ESG also should be part of it. That is the way it should connect with business. And many times there are a lot of inconsistencies. Like as I said earlier, we pick few topic, we work like anything before the audit. Suddenly, it dips after some time. Again, we pick some topic, again it dips like that. So what I mean to say, there should be some consistency in what we are doing. It should be it's a little bit painful exercise initially, at least for 3 years. But once you implement, then in ESG turns into a pleasure and passion for the company. So that waiting period, the 1,000 days, first 1,000 days, you need to be ready to bear the pain factor, because when you set something, it is always there. No, so setting things takes time, and there are a lot of challenges happening. So these are some don'ts of ESG which you need to follow as a thumb rule to have a better ESG experience in your business. Okay. Again, this slide also connect with the previous slide. So this slide is almost, we are in the summary of this session. So what is the golden rules to follow ESG? So now, so whatever you do, you please ensure these things are followed. Sorry if I am taking more time. Maybe I will take another 5 minutes and quickly finish it. Is it okay, Gopi?
No other choice.
Yeah, please go.
Gopi, tell him no other choice.
No, we have a lot of questions also. No,
It
we
is
have a lot of
interesting.
questions.
Okay,
We
okay.
are
I will quickly
enjoying.
finish and we'll go to quickly section. See, these slides I will
No,
share with
carry
you.
on,
No need
carry
to.
on. No
Yeah.
problem, Rajesh.
See,
You
first
are doing
thing,
a
yeah,
good
these
job.
are the nine golden rules which every company need to follow for years. These are some strategy and approach which will help us our this HOD in this room today to implement ESG in a better way. So first thing, ESG will not succeed without leadership ownership. So you need to ensure no, the leader of the company, your number one person of the company should own the ESG. Then only we will get all the resource and we will be motivated. And second thing is never treat ESG as a separate project. Like we do many projects for the company, don't treat ESG like that. Please treat ESG in your annual planning, in your business planning, in your objective, in your goal setting. It should be, if there is 1,000 employees, 1,000 employees should have a goal on ESG. So that is the way ESG will become a success for the company. And don't copy from other industry like what they are doing. Just you do what is most material for your own company. Just we see few examples. Because today ESG we cannot copy paste from other company because it's like a marathon. Everyone know we need to run our own journey. No need to follow. We can take reference, we can take motivation, we can know what is happening across the globe, but we should not copy paste from them. So we need to start with what matters for them. And every department must know ESG responsibility. Like I said earlier, every top leader should be made responsible for different type of projects. For example, if people from purchase domain can cross-functionally support the company for a solar project. A people from a packaging domain can cross-functionally support for a low-cost eco-friendly package. What I mean to say, every leader should have one project for them. They can form a team and drive the project for the company. And set a clearly measurable time bound KPI. Many times what we think, okay, 2070 is the goal. We may be retired or we may be like there is young leaders will be there, they will take care. Not like that. We should always focus on midterm. What is there for next 3 years? What is there for next 5 years? Then only 2070 will be achievable. Otherwise, no, again it will be like other targets. So what I mean to say, you please set time bound KPIs. An important thing is today, recently the greenwashing is seen as the biggest topic. Maybe seen in media. Many top brands were called by the government and they told you please remove this label, you please remove this label. Because anytime people are misguiding the public, they put 100% eco-friendly, 100% natural-based ingredients, natural derivatives like that. Many products have misleading because today consumer what they do, they go to the market, they see the product label and 100% they're trusting it. But later stage we came to know there are some fake information or information which is misinterpreted. So what I mean to say, please communicate honestly. Even you may be 50% green, you please declare only today I'm 50% green, but I'm aspiring to be 90%, 100% green. Like that you trust very honestly, it builds a trust in the investors. Because today ESG is a challenge for everyone. So no need to worry much, okay, today I'm not fully green. It is like a journey. And next, very, very important thing, you need to align your stakeholders. To say some example, a company want to develop a Miyawaki forest, like a dense forest in latest technology. So first thing, what you need to do, you cannot need to develop by yourself. You need to go and discuss with the local stakeholder, which is the forest department, Minister of Environment and Forest, get some idea or inputs from them and ideally prepare them. Because today, whenever we do something, tomorrow stakeholder may come and say, this is not as per my requirement. You please remove it. You please change it. So what I mean, all your efforts should not be involve stakeholders in your ESG journey. And always start small. No need to worry. Like some company, they may put 500, 250 megawatt of solar panel. It does not mean you will not able to start day one with. Just you start a sample pilot project as per your energy requirement. And slowly you can scale up. And very, very interesting thing, today investors are very much interested. Company who data driven, who implement IoT, AI in ESG innovative projects. So you look opportunity to collaborate with startups, to collaborate technology firms, to collaborate with IITs, and bring some data and technology into ESG so that your ESG is very strong and future proofing is there. So these are some golden rules. You please follow this when you implement in ESG in your company. Okay. So the challenges, I'm going to the next section. Today, if you see main challenge what we face now, data accuracy. I have seen many times the people are new to the system or the data what they collected is not for ESG purpose. There are a lot of data error. There are a lot of missing data are there. Only year over year the maturity. Sometimes 1,000 liter of diesel is consumed in the total company. Around 200 liters is missed because they may think the diesel which is used for machine lubrication or used as a spray is not needed for ESG reporting. Only diesel which is burnt in the vehicle is needed. Like that, there are a lot of assumptions and misassumptions where the company makes a lot of error. So what I mean to say, you please involve some experts, do some internal audit, do some pre-checks so that your data is very clean and hygiene. And next is cost of compliance is a very big challenge for every company. Today, carbon capture, one technology is a net zero technology. But if you, for treating 1 ton of carbon, it asks for 15,000 rupees. So small company cannot afford because it will increase the product price and they will lose their market. So many companies are not able to aspire many long-term projects mainly because cost of compliance. So sometimes the government is also bringing with policy like solar policy, green hydrogen policy to support the company. So sometimes you need to wait and watch. You need to wait and watch the market, and the market is more viable to implement ESG. And one more important thing, geopolitical pressure. Like carbon tax is one new scheme launched in the European market. Automatically, what happens? All our Indian customers, even a small company who exports some product for Europe, need to follow this carbon tax policy. So it gives a very strong pressure for the company to reduce the emission. So these are the practical few challenges which are faced by every company in ESG. You have proper this can be addressed step by step to ensure your company is in the right track. Okay, so this slide already we discussed, so I'm not going to explain this. So how ESG is seen in the investor lens? So, ESG is seen in the lens based on this following parameters, like as I said, business is one thing, innovation strategy, and how we are positioned in corporate reputation, how we are regulatory intervention, and what is the input cost. And end of the day, it is reduce the risk to the investor. So this is the way in a nutshell. This slide is from the one important website called grantier.com, which is one of the globally known company for ESG implementation and ESG leadership. Yeah. Okay, thank you for patience. We have stretched a few like 15 minutes out of this, and thank you for it. Now in the closing remarks and on closing what for everyone before going to question and answer session.
Fine.
So ESG should be seen as an opportunity and responsibility, both as a professionals to grow and a company to and a noble cause of society. So together, when we work together, we can unlock its full potential, like helping each other. Today, I may be in the ESG maturity in the terms of out of 100 in 60. The other gentleman who is in this forum may be already in 90. So if we work together, we can support each other and we can unlock its full potential. Thank you.
Yeah,
Questions?
thanks, Mr. Rajesh. Two questions. Similar questions are posted in the group. So one is that, the similar question is that how is there any legal enforcement is there where the companies has to follow or adopt ESG in their operations for India?
Yeah, thank you. It's a very good question. Normally, how in Indian landscape, how it is operated, there are three type of regulatory framework. One is common regulatory framework, which is followed by every industry. Like Factories Act is there, and Environment Protection Act is there, which is called as an Umbrella Act, and CSR Act is there. So these are the few acts which already is followed by every industry. It is a generic legal framework which is followed by every industry. And there are some new regulations, very, very market new regulation. Like I said, Bureau of Energy Efficiency has launched the carbon capture trading scheme, and also one more regulation on renewable energy. So which quantified, even the regulation says year over year you need to improve your renewable energy starting from 37, somewhere around 29% up to the scale up of 43%. So this also the regulation which drives quantified metrics of few companies, which are designated consumers and which are highly polluting industry. So these are on landscape. So apart from that, let us consider a company is a listed company. Initially, they are in the top 1,000 listed company. So they are bound to report the BRSR. Slowly, when the business grows, they move to top 500 to 1,000 listed company in the topmost bracket. So what they need to do? Till now, they may do some audit, limited assurance where it requires only few samples, and there is some gap factor which is allowed for the agency. But now the radar is very, very close. So now they need to follow the very stringent measure of assurance from a third-party certification. So this is for reasonable assurance. So in a nutshell, what I mean to say, every company directly or indirectly are bound to ESG regulation, either directly from the regulators or through their customers or investors. But only thing, based on their maturity, business scale, profit volume, there is some marginal scale is there where the one company what they're doing now, there is no need to obey by other company in terms of regulations.
So Rajesh,
Yeah, ji, please. Yeah.
try to make your reply in a crisp way, short. Okay.
Okay.
What is the
Okay.
next question, Gopi?
Yeah, in chat box it's fine. I think Sriram has raised his hand. Yeah, Sriram.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, Sriram has joined. TVS.
Yeah. See, I have one query. So, like nowadays our world, entire world is moving towards to the solar panel installation as is the easiest pathway to get renewable energy. So the question is that when we are working in the solar panel installations or the project, so when there is any kind of natural calamities, the entire solar panel is getting damaged. So it's going to be like replaced by the new solar panels, and as well as the lifespan of the solar panel also will be very less. So when everybody is starting to replace the solar panel, so how the solar panels, like lifespan of like life cycle assessment of the solar panel, how it get damaged, how it can be replaced, and what is the recycling process, and where does the solar panel waste go, and how do we ensure these align with this, our circular economy in terms of ESG commitments? This is what my query.
Okay, ji. Yeah, thank you for this question. So normally, industrial scale, how this type of what you mean to say like is measured is there are two type of life cycle assessment. One is gate to gate. So in gate to gate, what they do within industry, whatever is happening, they are taking some target and they are declaring. So all these things are considered under cradle to gate, which is like whatever the company business is doing, what is happening beyond the company gate in terms of life cycle. So that is also accounted under scope 3 emission. This is called as well to tank emission. So whatever business is responsible, it is also accounted, and the company also that emission, the company either they need to neutralize by their own emission reduction plan, or they need to buy some carbon credit, or through some offset mechanism they need to reduce this emission and make neutral. And today, this solar panel recycling is also one of the booming topic. Even the company who is producing solar panel under EPR, they are also responsible. There are few rules accepted, which is in very draft stage, and it may take years to come under circular economy principle. Thank you for bringing this topic. They are bound to responsible to ensure all the solar panels are properly collected, dismantled, reused or recycled, and again goes back as a value adding product to the environment. And this is today, the solar market is a little bit evolving topic, and I hope many more rules and framework will come to our this notification. Like similarly today we have for plastic, like that. There are a lot of things yet to come on this topic. Thank you for this interesting question.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so there is no other question. Sir, I think.
No, I have a question. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
It is not only to him, it is also to the audience. Okay. Since I think everybody must have understood the subject what Rajesh Kumar has said. Okay. And you all must be, benefited. I am very clear about it. Now, can I ask you? I am asking the audience. What are the social and governance requirements? Environment, we can understand that we have to reduce the carbon and all. I am asking the audience. What is the social requirements and governance requirement we have to follow? Any one of you, please tell. On the social part, what are the things we have to follow?
For social requirement, we can follow the CSR rule. For governance, the board of director has the responsibility. So every board of director bound to follow or bound to reply as per the Companies Act. This is from the legal background. If you ask them on moral ground, the board of director or the promoters need to ensure the stakeholder needs and expectations is fulfilled in ESG way. All stakeholders, customer, supplier, employee, government and the statutory authorities. All these stakeholders need to be fulfilled by the board of directors.
So the governance part is only at the board of directors, not for the employees and all.
What board of directors mean? The entire company. They are the, as Mr. Rajesh Kumar was saying, without the leadership drive, this subject, not only this subject, many subjects will be taken through the leadership drive. There are some
Sir,
subjects
the
which are top
total ESG has
driven.
to be driven. Like HSC,
No,
the
top
total
driven.
ESG has to be driven. You are right.
Top driven.
Yes, Rajesh Kumar, you want to explain something?
Yeah, I think thank you for asking these questions. Even there is one challenge faced by every industry. It is always very easy to set the KPI for environment, but when come to social and governance, no, every company struggles to set this. So just I will go reverse. I will start from governance. So governance, some KPI, interesting KPI which we have seen in our organization previously. One thing is, uh, for example, the company net zero goal. Year over year, there is some target. Like they take 5% reduction in CO2 emission. So this target is linked to board of director and all the people in the company based on their responsibility. The target is split into different verticals, and this target is given to every employee. And interestingly, we also received some bonus. One time, our company was achieving the CO2 reduction goal in a company, Michelin company, and we were very happy to receive some bonus and incentives when the company achieved this ESG score. So this is one KPI where it can be said. And second thing, today one upcoming KPI is diversity in the board. Diversity is not only limited to male, female. It is also now there are other factors also considered, like people from different ethnic group, people from different region, like that. Now they see board diversity because it gives a complete 360-degree decision making capacity for the board. So these are two indicator and governance. And under social, one indicator what we are found interesting is what is the social return on investment. There is a quantified metrics and there is an audit for social impact assessment, where what they do, what is the total number of projects done under social by the company and how much impact it has given. There is a scoring for it. So this is also one very innovative indicator to measure the social impact. So I can see these are the few examples which is more relevant for under social and governance.
Okay. Now the next question to the audience. How many elements are there in the ESG? Anybody? How many elements are there in the ESG to be followed?
Actually, there is no standard for ESG itself. There are different frameworks. What framework you are going to look for? According to the framework, what do you mean by the element? It is not the ISO 9000 standard or 14000, 45000 standard. For
Similar like
ESG,
that.
there are
Is there
different
anything
frameworks.
elements like that? Yes.
What is the? There are KPIs
No.
according to different frameworks. There is no element at all in the any ESG framework.
Fine. Rajesh, please reply.
Thank you for this. Ji. Thank you for asking this tricky question. I think he want to give a sense of thinking in every audience. Thank you for asking this question. As our participant rightly said, today I hope there is no hard and fast rules or set of specific defined elements in ESG, but there are a lot of both national and international framework. For example, India, they follow a 9 principle approach. So globally also there are a lot of framework which they follow what is the top management leadership commitment, what is the policy, and what is the PDCA cycle, what is the KPI, and what is the result, like that. There is no predefined standard, but every company need to the question how I connect is every company first we need to set the list of element for our own operation, referring to which standard is applicable for us.
So Rajesh, like in EHS or in HSC, okay, in 45,000, we say what is the leadership commitment, what is the HIRA, risk assessment done, and then
Yes.
what is the communication you do. Like that, there's no framework in ESG. That is what you're telling.
Yes. Yeah. How ESG is
Oh.
driven? There are two things. One is nature, which are the global 17 sustainability goals. So every company, what they do, they use kind of elements under 17 goals. Which goal is more relevant for them? Let us take 10 goals relevant for them. For these 10 goals, what the company can do, and they frame an ESG framework for it.
So the highest is 17 goals.
Document is
Rajesh?
17 goals. Yeah, Ji.
Okay,
Document we
kindly
refer to
share that
17.
17 goals.
SDG
Kindly
has
share those
17 goals.
17 goals in your slide. Okay, Rajesh?
I will update
Okay, then.
the 17 goals across. And one
And
minute
then
will
you give
take
us
for
the
the
slides. Yeah, you list out the 17 goals and share to us. Okay,
Yeah,
along
we
with
will.
your slide, they add this one also. Okay, note it down, Gopi.
Okay.
Then the third question is, what is the job opportunity here as an ESG person? Rajesh, the question is for you. What is the job opportunities there
Yeah,
as an ESG person?
I can hear. Am I
I
audible?
think your network is becoming. Now you are
Now,
audible.
yeah. Okay, sorry. Can you repeat your question, Ji?
What is
What
the
is the?
job opportunity? Suppose as a safety man, I have a lot of job opportunity. Okay. As
Yeah.
a ESG person, do you have a good job opportunity? That is what my question is.
Yeah, Ji. In ESG, there are key 5 type of job opportunities are there in the current market.
Oh, 5 types.
One,
Very good.
one is if you see recently this ESG rating in India, very recently guidelines are launched, and today the experts are very listening in this ESG rating. So if some people want to groom their knowledge, they can do the ESG rating courses and become a ESG auditor, and they can be part of ESG rating agency. So this is one area where they can be as auditor. This ESG rating in India is by SEBI. Apart from that, there are some global rating agency like Carbon Disclosure Project is there, and EcoVadis is there. They can also be a complete auditor both internationally and nationally. This is one area. Second area is technical expertise. See, today there are a lot of technical expertise needed. So one previous gentleman was speaking about solar panel. He nicely explained about the solar panel installation. Like that, there are core technical experts who need to install solar panel, who need to install wind energy. It is called as green jobs. So there are a lot of upcoming sector, even plastic recycling. N number of jobs are newly created, which was not exist in last 20 years under this ESG. So this is one green jobs where company can work. And third thing is regulatory auditors. Like today, if you see, government have come up with a lot of audits like Green Credit Program and NABL certified auditors, and also M-panel auditors. Like that, our own Indian government is conducting some exam and giving some audit certificate. So they can be taking this certification, and they can be either part of the government agency or a private companies and labs also. They can do the audit. So this is one area. And second thing is people work on the subject matter expert, like expert agencies, like consultancies. Today, when a company want to implement ESG, they want to do within 6 months. So we call some expert who has done for other company, and we can have some consultancies like that. And third, people are like very senior, like leaders like you who are discussing today. No, people with retired experience, 20+ experience. They can be the channel partners. They can be strategists who can bring all their experience on the table and connect with the company to make them ESG as a daily practice. So like this, there are five areas are there, no, where people can aspire in this ESG domain.
Very nice, Rajesh. This also you put it across in the slide. Huh? Let us have one more slide where the job opportunities in ESG. Okay. Now,
Okay.
to become an ESG expert,
Yes.
there is a course, no? To become, I have to get certified, isn't it?
Yes.
What are the courses available? You can tell
Okay.
people.
So if a person want to gain experience and handle ESG, the first step is first what he can do, he can enroll some free courses, which is freely available in LinkedIn Learning. In lot of free learnings are there. First, he can just set a context for this learning, context setting for this learning. And second thing, he can plan this budget. What is the budget he can afford? Either company sponsored program, or he want to start in a simple way. Later he can to explain. So, for example, today there are some IIM who offer this course in 6 months to 1 year. The value for the course is somewhere between 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. And there are some institute which is offering the same course in the rate of 15,000. Like as I mentioned, this IICA, which is a government body, they are running some scholarship program. I can share the website link. Even I did by scholarship only, where you can self-fund and the fees will be in the range of 25,000 to 15,000. So there also you can get certified. So that is the way professionally you can get some certificate, and you can also network with a lot of peers and groups and groom your knowledge. So
No, you see,
yeah,
Rajesh,
yes,
I
Ji.
can get the diploma industrial safety qualification from a
Yes,
roadside institute, and
correct.
also I can get it from RLI.
Yeah,
But when I come to the industry, there is a difference in their
yes,
certification.
correct,
Or I
correct.
can do a BE from some private college, or I
Yeah.
can also do at BITS Pilani or Anna University or IIT.
Yes. Yes.
So let you tell us which is a valuable course so that it has when it comes to a market, it has a value. That's what I'm asking. That's the
Okay.
first question.
Yeah. Today, if
Hmm.
you let us take the high level certification. If you want to do high level certification, today one premium institute what I see is this Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. Why? Because they are the body in India, no, who bring the regulations. They bring the ESG rating. They bring the BRSR reporting, and the course from have more credibility. Not within India and beyond India also, the course have credibility. So this is one course what I see. Apart from that, now lot of IIMs are giving this course where there is a residential program, and people give lot of like board members get lot of experience out of it. So that IIM course also little bit costly side, but the reputation is very strong. The courses from IIT and IIMs. So these are the two premium institute, both low cost and high premium cost, no, where people can get high level of certificate. So this is an emerging market. And when you want to get some practical certification, like one example I want to say, if a person want to become a life cycle specialist, there is some separate software and tools are there to do the life cycle assessment, where they can do the. It is like only a very small part of ESG. They can get certification on the life cycle assessment. They can hands-on practice and software use, and they become a LCA expert, and they can even become a freelancer to deliver LCA project for many companies. So these are the few areas where people can learn ESG.
Right. Rajesh, I request you again.
Yeah.
The third slide will tell us what are the
Yes.
courses to be studied to become a
Okay.
ESG expert, okay, or to become a right professional for ESG.
Oh, great.
Now,
Okay.
what are the things? Suppose I want to know what is ESG, okay?
Yeah.
What are
Yes.
the links? Give us 2 3 links. That's good enough, okay?
Okay,
So
Ji.
that a person can understand, because I don't want to get a certificate, but I want to know what is ESG and all. Let me get into that and know. So that is
Yeah, Ji.
that also you are giving us, okay? So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
will
I
be
will
a
give
three
the okay.
slides. 3 slides will be there. Now, suppose let's take it today. I can do an ADIS course from some roadside institute, and also
Yeah.
I would have done it in the RLI, okay? But in the industry,
Yeah,
because
Ji.
of the demand, they take both of us, or they may give. They also take a guy who has taken up ADS from the roadside institute. Okay,
Oh,
is it
okay.
like that? Why should I pay 33 lakhs or 5 lakhs and learn this? I can do it for 25,000 with 6 days courses, and then also get a. Can I get a job like that?
Very good question. See, today, Ji, frankly speaking, ESG have some 1,000 data points are there, and many
Hmm.
points are a framework where people will able to know only by experience. Like in safety, many things are only by practical experience. No, only safety experts can handle it in any company because they gain the experience like work at height, confined space. Many high-level technical topics are there. Similarly, ESG also there are two aspects. There one is a general framework which anyone can learn and get started in a basic level. But if you want to have some high-level assignment, better you should always prefer the, as you rightly said, Naji, the standard reputed institute course from them. And even there is a continuity program from them, no, where they will handhold you with some assignments, some workshops kind of thing. There's a continuous engagement. So better to be part of the program. And you can also, there are some lot of institutes are there where they will help you to learn hands-on experience on this ESG. So better to, as you, this is a very good question where many times there is a lot of pressure in the market. People try to do some certificate and get into jobs. After getting into job, they feel lot of trouble because whatever they learned in 5 days, 6 days, paying some 5 lakh, even 50,000, it's not helping them because it is more like a theory kind of knowledge where just now if you go to YouTube or Meta AI or Copilot, you will get all the information which is available in internet. But a good institute, what they do, they bring experts like you. Like for example, you are one of the credible retired person who have very good knowledge on safety. So some institute, what they do, they bring expert like you for ESG, and the experts share their practical experience, what they have faced, how to run a project. So that is why that course became more credible, like a hands-on experience for the participants.
Okay, very good. Now, I think I completed. Thanks a lot. Any other questions from audience?
Yeah, I will take
Sir,
few
we
seconds
have-
before the next question.
Yes,
I
Rajesh,
hope
please
one
continue.
point was raised from one senior person in this forum about very interesting point. He was asking about WTO and the net zero. Thank you for asking this question.
Just maybe it's my doubt, and I don't know whether it is right or wrong. I think I
Please,
just
yeah.
throw to you, and
Please
you
feel
will.
free to ask.
Yeah, thanks. Because see, the logic is that in the global warming, because of the heat generation, global warming potential, right, due to the carbon emissions.
Correct.
So
Correct.
the thing that every year that Celsius is getting increased, right? This is what we are
Yes.
treating it.
Correct.
Now when the heat is getting increased, so now the consumption of AC in every home, it's getting increased in every year.
Correct.
Yeah, right. So since we are using the air conditioner, so every home,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah,
Adipati
in
Nala?
every in the AC,
Yeah.
so we are only calculating the in terms of ESG point of view, we are calculating the electricity consumption or else that refrigerant gas, whether it is that GHG or not. This is what we are counting it for the ESG point of view for
Correct.
the AC
Correct.
consumption. Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So why we are not considering the heat generating by the AC? Because when we are using the outdoor unit, so it is producing the more amount of heat emission, emitting more heat. So those heat also will have to impact to the atmosphere, no, when it is considering about the carbon emissions or potential of global warming.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you for this good question. I think it's a very new question and very interesting for me also. Now, as you rightly said, when it's come back to AC, it is under two category. One is, as you rightly, electricity consumption, which is coming under scope 2 as per GHG protocol. And next is the refrigerant, what we consume. It is also part of scope 1. It is kind of fugitive emissions where mainly when there is any AC leak or when we use the non eco-friendly AC like olden days not 22 or 11 or olden day where there are some lot of user-friendly gases. So
Yeah,
GHG. So these are accounted directly, and normally today there is no scientific method or as per the science-based target validation. There is no metrics to not only from AC. If you see, there are a lot of processes where even a company there is a waste is heat is generated in many processes, in many equipments, many things. Nowhere it is considered to be a part of the. See, it is adding some type of heat, but when
Yes.
it comes to global warming, where if you see the topmost ozone layer and the way the earth heating mechanism, this as of today it is considered very very negligible, as there is no scientific method to quantify it, calculate it, and take some action. So that is why